All right, movie number two. Let's talk Pearl. I liked it. I really liked it. I thought it was a good follow up to X. I don't think it was as good as X. It was just a little. It wasn't. It was like a half step down. And X is just an enjoyable horror film. I think Pearl is also a very enjoyable horror film. You don't ask a lot of questions with it being a prequel. Until the very end. The very end is the only time I gained a question, and I wish they would have shown something to have answered that. Um, but basically, Pearl is focusing on the character Pearl, who in X is one of the people who own the farm that the pornographers go to, and is slaughtering people. Excuse me, just ate. In this one, Pearl is now young, played by Mia Goth, the same person who played the main character in X, and Pearl under the old age makeup. And it's her life on the farm. It's during World War One. Her family is poor. They don't have any help on this farm. It's just her mother, and her invalid father. She has aspirations of stardom, much like Maxine in X, the same character, the Mia Goth character from X, has had ideas of stardom, and she wants to be a dancer. Which she mentions in X that she was a dancer. She's married. Her husband is fighting in World War One, and she is really upset that she doesn't want to live on the farm. She wants to find a different place to live, and it's that mental breakdown of this person who just keeps not getting what she wants. She meets a guy who runs the projection at the local theater, and she finds out about an audition for a dance troupe where she thinks she'll make it big. That's her way out. And then things go south, and people start to die. My big concerns at the end of this movie, because obviously there's no comeuppance for Pearl, because X happens, and X is the comeuppance. So Pearl is the beginning, and X is the payoff of that character's comeuppance. And her husband's in it with her in X, who is a soldier. It has to be the same character who appears at the end of this, even though they do make it. They do set you up that the projectionist might actually be her husband. Sorry about that weird break. I didn't realize the theater I'm in hadn't been cleaned yet, so the cleaner walked in, and so I paused, so I wasn't doing this while there was somebody else in the auditorium with me. But yeah, where was I? So there's no comeuppance for her, because that's X, but her husband does come home at the end of the movie, and he looks horrified, because of the scene that's been left. And I just don't see how he gets on board with the murderous rampage. Well, not but the murders that the two would commit throughout the rest of their lives. So that was my only complaint about the movie. I really felt bad because there was one character who I was just sitting there going, "You just need to leave. You need to leave. You're going to die. You need to get out." And yeah. Mia Goth has a huge monologue at the end of this movie, talking about her life and what she's done and how she feels. And it was a really good monologue, and she delivered it really well. And a dude in the theater, because it's a Sunday, most of these theaters have been like bare bones empty for the first two movies, and I think this one's going to be pretty empty as well. He all of a sudden I heard from the back of the house, "Get on with it." It's like, this is. You get it. You came here to watch a slasher film, basically. But it's A24, that means it's an artsy slasher film, and an artsy slasher film means a monologue might happen. So, yeah, overall I liked it. I like Pearl. If you do see it in theaters, you gotta stay all the way. Like, I really thought it was over, because Ty West has already made another sequel, or is going to. I'm not 100% sure, but he does tease the next movie in the scene in this series, which will take place after X, called Maxine. Because it's Maxine but with three X's. Is the third movie in this series. So we've got the prequel with Pearl. We have the X movie where the two characters merge, and now we'll get a second movie about Maxine and the outcome of after dealing with the stuff in X, how that worked out for her, and I'm sure she'll become the murderer, which is fine. I like these movies. These movies are entertaining, and it's horror. That's what horror should be. Horror should be entertaining. So yeah, so obviously I've got one more movie I'm gonna watch because I'm already in the theater for it. I've got a lot of time to kill before it starts. I think like the better part of at least a half an hour. But the screen hasn't turned on yet, and so at least a half an hour. I'm not sure what time the screen's gonna turn on because this is an event. This is where it all started. I was going to an event because I couldn't go any other time this week, and so I had to go tonight. And because I was already coming to see this, I decided to see how they run and Pearl. But I'm gonna start jabbing because I'll be in a couple of hours recording one more of these for the movie I still have to watch. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Smashy Smashy Eggman, movie reviews, and more. And we're talking. This video is about Pearl, which I liked. I liked Pearl. I don't think it was as good as X, but it was still pretty good. I haven't started playing with my top 10 yet for 2022, which and we're getting close. There's only 3 months left. Don't Worry, Darling is the only movie that's left to come out this month that I want to see, and there's only a handful in October and November that really got me interested in something that I wanted to see. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this will be a weird year where my top 10 has a movie and its sequel because they both came out in the same calendar year. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that I have 10 movies. X is probably has a strong chance of making into the top 10. But I think there are 9 others that are going to make it there already. And again, I haven't seen everything I'm going to see. Because I know I still want to see Amsterdam, the the Al Yankovic story on Roku. Don't Worry, Darling. I still want to check out. Wakanda Forever. Black Adam. So, those are 5 movies I still really do want to see. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.